Okay, this is gonna be real quick. It is 4:44 in the morning. Don't know what's going on. I cannot sleep. I have been doing some meditation, trying to do some remote viewing. Please forgive my appearance. As I said, it's 4:44 in the morning when I started this. Um, so I'm a remote viewer, and, it's kind of an interesting career 'cause, I'm very much, an intellectual, and, I like to combine research with meditation, and, I find it's very helpful, to the learning process. Um, and when you go deep into meditation, thoughts and ideas, as your brain is working to the best of its ability through the meditation process, I think, Vipassana is nice. I think, TM is great. But this idea of helping your brain work better, that's meditation. And from that comes remote viewing, the ability to expand our empathy so that we can connect with the feelings, emotions of another person, put ourselves in the shoes of another person. And 5 months ago to the day, in a meditation, I heard that Trump's career as president would be finished basically in 5 months. And last night, the pr to the day, the president gave a speech. Here is how I feel about the energy surrounding that speech. The people on Trump's cabinet were really hoping that that speech would calm the people and drive the people back again to Donald Trump and put the focus on another enemy, Joe Biden. This is how propaganda writing has a form. You have to give people hope, you have to sell them the dream, and you have to create an enemy and a scapegoat. So Stephen Miller, his speechwriter, knows that, has studied propaganda, and had a lot writing on this speech. Bring it back to Joe Biden. We inherited this mess from the Democrats. It's the fault of the Democrats. Blame it on the whoever, the scapegoat. And I liken it to going to a Broadway play on opening night, and people stay up all night and they wait for the reviews to come in from the New York Times. Did they make it or did they bomb? Because that'll make or break their their musical, right? Their performance. So that's what tonight was not last night was like for Stephen Miller, waiting for the reviews to come in. For the people in the staff, they're waiting for the reviews to come in on the president's speech and publicly lying and saying he did a great job. That's what's going on inside the White House right now, to help you see it. Stephen Miller propped up against a wall, waiting for behind the curtain, waiting to see the audience's reaction, staying up all night and waiting for the reviews to come in. And the reviews are not good. So, what it feels like is it feels like the mojo is gone. It feels the magic is gone from Trump. That this is where the fear sets in, that there is a growing fear that the magic is gone, that the farmer the farmers are upset, right? He lost the farmers. He lost middle America. He lost the heartland. And this speech was supposed to reignite excitement in the heartland. But the heartland is hurting, and it's almost Christmas, and they don't want to hear you blame Joe Biden. You promised certain things were going to change. You promised certain things were going to happen. And I'll take my glasses off because they glare. You promised certain things were going to happen, and they didn't happen. So there is this sadness and grief I feel coming from the people of the country who looked to him, who are saying to themselves that they put aside his bad manners and the terrible way you speak about women. I would never let my daughter go out with a man like that. I would never let my family associate with someone like they put those feelings aside and voted for this guy. This is the thoughts coming off the people in middle America that voted for him. Willing to have my doubts about you and Epstein, Mr. Trump. Put up with your foul language. These are good people. These are farmers. These are church people. They truly love this country. And they work very hard to feed the country. And there is a sadness in Iowa right now. There is a sadness in Minnesota and Wyoming and Wisconsin. A feeling like the feeling you get when you know someone you love and care about is lying to you and they have a drug problem. And you come to realize that they've been robbing you blind. It's that kind of a feeling. And it is sweeping across the entire country. And it is putting a pallor on the holidays as more and more people begin to feel like they were duped and lied to. And the magic and the mojo of this president is gone. Whatever that magic was is gone. That is the spirit and consciousness that is rising in the nation. So where do we go from here? Where does his cabinet go from here? They have an aging statesman who's losing his mind. He's lost his constituents. He's driven the economy into the ground. He's demolished the White House. He's tarnished the name of the presidency. Where do we go from here? Because it feels to me energetically like the trust of the people is gone. That is the consciousness that's rising. And It's that feeling you get when you know your marriage is over if you're someone who's gotten a divorce. When you know that they've lied to you and cheated for the last time, and you know that that hope you had is truly dead. Or when you hoped upon hoped that the drug addict was gonna get clean and you accepted the fact that you had been the mark, you had been taken, or maybe you got catfished, or whatever the story was, that realization when you realized the whole thing was a lie, a con, and the con artist knows that you know. Donald Trump knows that you know. So he stands before us like the emperor with no clothes, and he knows he's naked, and you know he's naked, and he knows that you know he's naked. That's what we're looking at, people. Diapers and all. All right. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed listening. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, if you need me to do some remote viewing, some medical intuition, and some tarot reading, please reach out to me through Booksy. You can find all that information below. Okay, be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.